Okay, it just gives us a chance to settle in, really. Okay, before the clock finishes and the card disappears and you see Angelika and I. 3, 2, 1. And there you have it. We're here. Hello, Angelika.
Hello, Steven.
Long time no see. Right, as you can tell from the shadowing today, there is sunshine in Devices. It's trying to get through cloud cover, but we do have sunshine. So welcome to the show. And this is, I'm going to read this out. I'm going to take that off first. This is Ask Angelika, German language tuition, idioms and tongue twisters. H, letter H. Season 4, episode 8. Angelika, would you like to explain what we're doing?
Yeah, we're making our way through the alphabet, and for today I found some idioms where one of the key words begins with an H. It's not always that easy because obviously it's more than just one word. But you recognize there's an H in there somewhere, and you will be pleased to know that there is only one tongue twister again. Purely because I only found one, and I think it's reasonably easy, but who knows?
Time will tell. Okay, as we say hello to Chris. Chris, thank you for joining us. And Chris is saying hello, Steven and Angelika. Thank you, Chris. And to everybody else who's watching live, wherever you're watching live from, welcome to the broadcast. So as Angelika said, it's tongue twisters, it's idioms, and it's the letter H. And watching in the group, hello both, can only stay a short time. Sorry, Kate. Okay, so thank you for saying it was you, and welcome. Right, so we've got the phrases, of which there are 7, I think, and we'll show the phrase on screen. I'll read it in German. Angelika will correct my pronunciation. Then we'll do a literal translation, and then we'll do the English equivalent of the German idiom. That's the plan. Anything can happen from now on. And Kate Plum, thank you, Chris. Thank you. It's good to know. And welcome, Kate. And welcome from Angelika too.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. You sounded like you were in the swing of it. But yes, of course, a welcome too.
Right. Jemandem Honig ums Maul schmieren.
Jemandem Honig ums Maul schmieren.
So it was close then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Where do we start? Chris, Chris, do you got any idea at all? Can you help with the literal translation?
Well, let's look at the 2 nouns. Honig.
Honey.
Yeah. Maul, we have had last time or the one before, I can't remember, when we had einem geschenkten Gaul schaut man nicht ins Maul. And it's just another word. It's often more used derogatory than usual, but it is another word for mouth.
So honey and mouth.
Yeah.
Schmieren
is somebody or someone.
Yeah. So someone, honey and mouth, schmieren, just sound like smear.
Yeah.
So someone spears honey on their mouth.
No, jemandem means to somebody, literally translated.
Okay.
But that's a bit tricky, really.
Okay, over to Chris, and Chris is saying Kate Plum, which we know now, and also yes, take somebody honey on his mouth. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty darn close, Chris.
So do you want to put the literal translation up first?
I did. I have. It's there.
Yeah, to smear honey around someone's mouth.
Okay.
And in English, we say something slightly different.
And there is no way of getting from A to B without actually showing it on screen, because it does literal translation. Our equivalent is to butter someone up.
Now,
Okay.
I've got no idea where to butter someone up comes from, but the jemandem Honig ums Maul schmieren, I think there were two. When I looked it up, I think there were two explanations. One didn't make too much sense to me, and I've forgotten it now. The other one made a lot of sense to me. If you think back to the old days when you had the traveling circuses and you had people with bears and they had to perform.
Right.
Yeah. And obviously you needed to keep the bear calm because you normally had all the people around it. So they used to reward the bear with honey, which they smeared around its mouth. So that as a reward and to keep the bear calm. To me, that makes a really good explanation of where it came from.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that bears like honey. It's given. Yeah. Right. Okay. On to phrase number 2 then. And phrase number 2, German idiom, is Hummeln im Hintern haben.
That's almost a nice French pronunciation, but it should be Hintern.
Hintern, yeah. Right.
Hummeln im Hintern haben.
Right. Intern is, I'm going to stay with French, derrière.
Okay.
A pain in the backside?
Not quite. Hummeln are bumblebees.
Bees. Let's just see a little. Chris, any ideas? Okay. Okay, so we're going to go with a literal translation, which is, phrase 2, is bumblebees in one's backside.
Yeah, I was being polite as well. I used backside. I could have used other words.
Right, and over to Chris, and Chris is saying, no idea. Keine Ahnung, das ist ich auch. So
okay.
we'll go
now,
with...
Bumblebees are very, very busy, aren't they? And there's a lot of movement going on with bumblebees.
Yes. Okay.
And we have in English almost the same. There we are. There is your answer.
Well done.
In English is ants in your pants, which is just as much movement as bumblebees.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's the exact translation to have ants in one's pants. Well played. Okay, we have a winner. There are no prizes, it's just the knowledge that you actually got it right.
Now you can give yourself a tap on the back afterwards saying, well done.
Indeed. Phrase 3, das Handtuch werfen.
Das Handtuch werfen.
Right. And I'm going to sort of pause for a second to give people a chance to translate it. Chris and Kate, if you have a translation, please post it. We'll show it on screen. Hand is a hand. Tush is a case. Tuch is a case.
Tuch is a cloth.
Right.
So,
handcloth.
Well, it's a towel.
Okay. Throw in the right. Okay. That's Kate's English equivalent. So let's go with it. And the literal translation is to throw the towel. Okay.
And of course, we say to throw in the towel.
Right, to give up.
Do you know where that comes from?
No, let's go back to the original phrase.
So we actually say the same in German and in English. In German and English, we throw in the towel.
It comes from the boxing ring.
It does, yeah.
Wow. Right, I wasn't able to translate it, but I did know where it came from. That's a win. Okay, wins all round this week. So phrase number 4. Danach kräht kräht, kein, Hahn.
Danach kräht kein Hahn.
Okay. Hahn is a hen.
Not a hen.
Chicken.
No. The male version.
Okay, go.
Well, it depends on whether you're American or English. A rooster or a cockerel.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you said that. Right. So rooster. I'm going to say kräht is to crow.
Yeah.
And danach is afterwards.
Well, it's a bit tricky to translate literally, so it's about that. So the literal translation would be no rooster or no cockerel is crowing about that.
Just a minute, I've got it. In Dutch, we use pepper in place of the ants. We're going back to this one. Sounds
yes.
a little, yeah. I can live with that one, Chris. In Dutch, we use pepper in place of ants. After that, crows, now cockerel. And okay, our equivalent is nobody cares two hoots about it. So,
and the German origin, the cockerel who crows, well, we all know the cockerel crows first thing in the morning to wake up the chickens, but they actually also crow during the day to warn about something that's happening.
Yeah.
And if a story is so old-fashioned, so who cares? Yeah, even the cockerel isn't crowing about it anymore. And that's where that comes from in German. Where the two hoots come from in English, I don't know.
Perhaps we'll find out. Over. And after that, crows, now cockerel was pretty good. Pretty good. And Chris is saying nobody will say anything about that.
Yeah, it's an old story. It's irrelevant. Nobody cares about it anymore.
It's old news.
Yeah.
Okay, phrase number 5. Hinz and Kunz.
Yeah.
Which now I've got to say I was intrigued by this one, so I actually looked at the translation. Because I thought, well, what's this about? What could this possibly be about? I mean, it's got a capital, so it's obviously a person. It's a noun. We know it's a noun or a name. So I can't actually translate this because this is why I can't ask you. It's the same.
They're just names. They're actually short names. They are short names for Heinrich, or they used to be. Let's say this way: they used to be short versions for Heinrich and Konrad, which in the 11th and 12th century were the most popular names. And if every Heinrich and Konrad knows something, because there are so many of them, that would be the same as in English.
Anyone? Let's have a go. And kind of Arno.
Okay,
we've stumped Kate. And Chris is saying no idea either. So there we go. And I wouldn't have an idea because to give us two names.
Well, in English it's 3 names. Same idea, but 3 names.
Okay. Actually, the phrase we would use in England is every Tom, Dick and Harry.
Yeah, if every Tom, Dick and Harry knows it, then everybody knows it. And my guess is it's probably the same reason why they've used Tom, Dick and Harry and why they've used Hinz and Kunz in German.
So we've gone from 2 popular German names in the 11th and 12th centuries, Heinrich and Karl.
No, it was Konrad, and they were shortened to Hinz and Kunz.
Right. Okay. Literal translation is the same, and then magically we end up with Tom, Dick and Harry. Okay. All right. Phrase number 6 then. Mit jemandem ein Hühnchen rupfen müssen.
Ja, mit jemandem ein Hühnchen rupfen müssen.
Yeah, I've got to say that when we did season 1, episode 1, my pronunciation wasn't as good as it is now, because
No,
I used to get corrected all the time. So lessons must be going well. Right, Hühnchen is a chicken.
That's a chicken, yeah.
I've got my chicken. Right, okay. Müssen is must.
Yeah. Or to have to, which we tend to use in English. Yeah.
Okay, I need some help. This is Ask the Audience. So Kate, Chris, have you got any idea on the translation? Mit jemandem ein Hühnchen rupfen müssen. We know there's a chicken in there.
Yeah.
We know there's a must in there. Then we know there's someone in there with everyone.
Now with somebody, yeah.
With somebody, a chicken. I don't know. Have we got any more guesses? Okay.
So you're stuck on rupfen.
I'm stuck on rupfen, yeah.
Yeah, which is to pluck.
Right. Somebody must pluck the chicken.
Well, mit jemandem is to, and müssen, as you said, is must or have to. It's to have to pluck a chicken with somebody or someone.
Right. Okay. Chris is coming with an answer. To have to pluck a chicken with somebody. And to Chris. To call a chicken with somebody. Okay, we were close. You were very close.
Yes, although calling a chicken and plucking a chicken, I think the chicken will tell you there's a slight difference.
Well, which would the chicken prefer? Yeah, I talk to our chickens, and I know that they enjoy being talked to. It'd be a different thing if we actually. Well, we will never do that. They will never be on a table.
The question is now, what's the English equivalent?
Well,
because if you have to pluck a chicken with somebody, this is an idiom. So we're not talking literally about plucking a chicken.
No.
Although the origin comes from that, which I will explain in a minute.
Have an argument?
No, it's more afterwards, possibly.
I'm going to be rescued by Kate. And Kate's saying to ruffle feathers.
Ruffle feathers, that probably would work as well. That wasn't the one that I've chosen as the English idiom, but yes, that would work as well, I guess.
Okay, so to have a bone to pick with somebody. Okay.
Now, I've got no idea where the English equivalent comes from. The German, mit jemandem ein Hühnchen rupfen müssen. If you think, we're talking about the old days when people sat there and literally plucked chickens by hand. And it was a very long, tedious job, but it didn't take much concentration. So it was the perfect time to sit with somebody and clarify a discussion or an argument.
Okay.
Where the bone comes from, why we say in English I have a bone to pick with you, I don't know.
I don't know. Perhaps we can. Well, you've researched already, so.
Well, I've researched the German one, so the German one makes sense to me, but I haven't researched the English one, so I don't know where that comes from.
Well, perhaps there were two chicken legs and they were being fought over. Who gets the breast and who gets the leg? Especially, great question at Christmas time.
I don't know.
Okay.
Now your favorite.
Okay, now these are specially labeled phrase tongue twister phrase number 1. And it's the only one there is. And I've actually scrolled it this time. Hans hört Intern Holzhaus Hubert Hansen Heiser Husten.
Yeah, every word starts with an H. How cool is that?
Well played. Oh, to you. Go on.
Hans hört hinterm Holzhaus Hubert Hansen heiser husten. I'm even quicker than the scroll because I've got it in front of me on the screen.
I can't adjust the speed of the scroll. That's the thing. So I take that off.
That would
Okay.
actually, that would be a nice slow version then, wouldn't it? So everybody could do it. Hans hört hinterm Holzhaus Hubert Hansen heiser husten.
Right. Okay. Now, this next one, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go for it here. I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna put it like that and see how this works. Okay. There is an English tongue twister.
No, it's not. This is just a translation. In English, it isn't a tongue twister.
Right. This will make no sense whatsoever, but I'm going to read it out anyway. Hans hears Hubert Hansen coughing hoarsely behind the wooden house.
Yeah.
That's the literal translation.
It is. It isn't a tongue twister in English, but you can see, because in German we've noticed every word started with H.
Yeah.
Whereas here in English now it doesn't, although almost. We've got quite a few H words here, but not quite.
Oh.
So it's not much. It wouldn't be much of a tongue twister. It would be pretty boring as a tongue twister because there's no fun in that sentence. But in German, because every word starts with an H, it's a bit more fun.
Okay, I'll edit that one too because it'll make life easier. Because that will all show on screen. That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, see, all H's. Okay. Hans hört hinterm Holzhaus Hubert Hansen heiser husten.
Okay. Right, now, you've listened to me mangle the German language.
No,
What's going to happen now? Thank you. Hey, I win. What will happen now is Angelika will read the German and I will read the English. So you get perfect German and almost perfect English. So we're going to recap. Let's go.
Jemandem Honig ums Maul schmieren.
It also means I've got twice as much work to do because I've got to do, I didn't realize that. I've got to do the literal translation and the equivalent English phrase. The literal translation is to smear honey around someone's mouth. And our equivalent is to butter someone up. Okay, over to Angelika.
Hummeln im Hintern haben.
And in this case, the German's actually shorter than the English because the English is to have bumblebees in one's backside.
Well, but the English idiom is just as short. Okay, well, actually, the English idioms is shorter.
To have ants in one's pants.
Because we just say ants in your pants, isn't it? Even shorter.
And Chris said in Dutch we have pepper in place of ants. Okay, right.
I don't fancy either of it.
No, neither do I. Right, phrase 3.
Das Handtuch werfen.
Literal translation, as we learned earlier, is to throw the towel, and the English equivalent of the idiom is to throw in the towel. Okay. Phrase 4.
Danach kräht kein Hahn.
Oh, you said that so well. You put emotion into it. Can I do the same with this? No rooster cockerel is crowing about that. Okay. Okay. I'll stop with the accents. Nobody cares 2 hoots about it. Phrase number 5.
Hinz and Kunz.
And my translation, well, Angelika's translation is Hinz and Kunz, which are German names. And our equivalent is every Tom, Dick and Harry. So we've got 3 people, you've only got 2. So yeah. we win. Phrase 6.
Mit jemandem ein Hühnchen rupfen müssen.
And the literal translation is to have to pluck a chicken with somebody. Okay. I've actually done that, you know, with my uncle.
I've done it.
He had a farm and he kept chickens, and my aunt said, we need a chicken for dinner. So no option but. To have a bone to pick with somebody is the English equivalent. Right,
Yes.
tongue twister time.
I've done it once with my grandmother, pluck a chicken, but we didn't have any arguments. We just had a nice conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
Hans hört hinterm Holzhaus Hubert Hansen heiser husten.
Brilliant. And I get the easier task of reading out the English, which is Hans hears Hubert Hansen coughing hoarsely behind the wooden house. Wow. Okay. So that was H, wasn't it? That was, remind ourselves, that was idioms and tongue twisters, letter H. Angelika, I'm going to, well, no, I can't guess. What's when are we live next, and what's the program going to be?
Well, we're live next in 2 weeks' time. I've got no idea what date that is. Hang on, let me check. That will be the 29th of October. And hopefully I will find enough idioms and hopefully a tongue twister with a letter I.
I actually guessed that. There would be I. So we're going through the alphabet.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I mention the new course that's coming out, or should I not? There you are. I've done it. There is a new.
Now you can do it in 2 weeks' time because it may be live by then.
Right. Just watch out for a new German language course from Angelika.
Yeah, and it will be a different one. It won't be a grammar course.
Right. Okay. So having teased you with that, you've only got to wait 2 weeks and you'll know exactly what it is. And if will there be coupons?
Most likely. It's the Udemy's changed, so I need to look into it again. But yeah, there will be something.
Yeah, as you've watched this show today, we can say without fear of contradiction that there may be coupons. That's good. See, right. Okay. So we have a tradition. Angelika, it's over to you.
Well, thank you for watching, and hope to hear from you or read text from you and see you again in 2 weeks' time when we're looking at idioms and hopefully a tongue twister with the letter I. Until then, it's tschüss von mir. Oh, I can't see the area.
The camera's here. Und tschüss von mir. Bis später. Okay, we got there. And that's a wrap. And just take a comment that's come in. And before we go, and Katie's saying, Danke, das war ausgezeichnet.
Dankeschön.
Bitte sehr. And Chris is saying, thank you so much as well.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for watching.
We'll be back.